Namaste everyone. Hari Om. We'll wait for 2 minutes for everyone to join. And I hope everyone's doing well. Is this loud enough? Because is it clear in the sound if I talk with this volume? Sapna, if you can let me know. Great. Okay. Good. We'll wait for 2 more minutes. The purpose of dhyan are in multiple levels, not just the apparent that looks like. There are many effects of dhyan that may not be perceptible to us also, but they definitely have a positive effect on a person. There is no negative effect of any kind of a meditation when they are done in proper attitudes and intentions. And also, there are certain kind of meditations that involve mantras. As long as those mantras are learnt from a qualified person and you have undergone training under them, then it is fine. We are not going to involve ourselves with mantra japa or mantra meditation, other than the fact that are generalized in Smriti Granthas like Puranas and what have been handed down in tradition as just Nam Japa. I have introduced the word Japa because Japa is a very strong form of a mental discipline. It has got a connotation of a spiritual exercise, so many people resist it. But the only spiritual aspect of it is rather religious connotation, because of the names that get involved are all to do with gods, and many people now question the validity of God and devtas and everything. For us, it's devtas in our whole Vedic scheme of thought. Japas are around devtas. Japa is always of a name, of deity, for the simple reason that the thought processing has to be around a object which is not limited in time and space as we perceive ourselves to be. So devtas fit that category. And in Vedanta, we are clear, of course, for those who are not yet Vedanta students, the meditation will still hold valid. It will ultimately culminate to the source of devtas. So, japa is something that one does for mental concentration and focus. Before doing japa, the definition of dhyan for concentration and focusing is sajatiya vritti. Vritti means not just an objective thought, but a thought which is image related. All thoughts are image related. But the focus of vritti is, word vritti implies where you are beginning to find the connection between the image in your mind and the thought that is parallel to it, that is associated with it, that is one with it. It is the thought of the image, and image is always of the object. So, Sajatiya Vritti means when your thought has got aligned to the image in your mind, and the image is related to a sense object, of course, or something you are imagining. But in our context, it is a sense object. But this sense object that we are now going to be focusing on is the forms of devtas that we have in Vedic tradition evolved around those devtas. So, like last class, we saw Vayu Devata, and a lot of you would have Googled it. I was going to bring it up and then just show it like that. Maybe next time we will. If you have not already done it, would be worth it visiting. The reason why we've chosen Vayu is because it blends with the relaxation meditation that we have been doing so far, which has been primarily focused on breath, which is the common point of a lot of meditations and schools of thought, also, like Yoga School of Thought. We are employing a tool which is with us, which is directly related to our minds, because we realize that when our minds are agitated, our breath changes. So these two are connected. So we can either relax the mind and our breathing gets better, or we change the breathing and it affects the mind to quite an extent, which gives enough power then to us to handle the mind or to manage the relaxation part of it. So, with this, Sajatiya Vritti means your Vritti is focused on that object or thoughts around that object. This is how mantras came into it, stutis came into it for devatas. Because once you've chosen a devata for your focus, that chosen devata, around it could be mantras, around it could be stutis, around it could be at the point of the ease of focus is bhajans. Bhajans would mean your focus around that devta throughout the bhajan. Therefore, a lot of times when bhajans have been on and people take it lightly or are laughing, and it loses its purpose and it just becomes a vocal exercise. Good, but nothing wrong. As I said, there is no contraindication to any spiritual exercise if it is done in the right attitude and intention. So, Vayu Devata was the picture we had chosen, and incidentally, that is also one of the reasons why in our Vedic homes, at least our childhoods, where some of us may have spent, our homes were filled with photographs of gods. Our relatives' homes were filled with photographs of gods. The reason why they were filled with the photographs of devatas, normally by now it had become Rama, Krishna, your own chosen Ishtadevta, Shiva, Saraswati, Lakshmi. Why you would see them in all walls of your home is for this reason, that the more you see that photograph, the more it leaves the image in your mind to connect to, because this was a Vedic lifestyle where every morning, I'm sorry, I'm going a lot into talking today. Every morning you would wake up and the image would be there with you to do your dhyan. So, this was the reason why all the walls had some form of Bhagwan form. So, with this, we will start with our dhyan. This session and maybe the next session, we will still keep the Vayu Devata. It is important because this also later on comes in one of the Upanishads as a Mahaprana Upasana. So they all are shades of different tones of mental disciplines, spiritual practices. Give it any name. Idea would be that this is what we are practicing. So let us cross the legs, be comfortable, take a position that is easy for you and relaxed. And with this, whether you're sitting on the chair or cross legged, gently close your eyes with a mental preparation that you're now going to be engaged in a very specific activity, and which means you are going to disconnect all Vijatiya Vritti. Vijatiya means distinct from what you are now going to engage. You will withdraw the mind from it. Quickly run over your relaxation process, starting feet upwards. I'm going to give you a few minutes so that there is a practice for it, and then I will guide through for whoever needs it. In the process of relaxation, if there are any thoughts, let them be. This is the idea, that you take a few minutes to observe your wandering mind. Whatever are the essential thoughts that have kept you preoccupied will be the first layer of thoughts in your mind. But more and more you become willful for this time to be engaged in meditation, more you bring it back towards it. Starting feet upwards, quickly rub it, relax it, wriggle your toes and leave it if you must. Rub your ankles, your calf, your knees. Pound your thighs. Your low back. Rub the shoulders upwards. Relax your face muscles. Your arms. Rub your palms. Observe them the way you have placed them. Just observe. Take a couple of deep breaths, and with every breath in, tell yourself, Shantoham. Release from the nose. Your breath in, observe the coolness of it. And visualize its external source now. If it is coming in, it seems to be pervasive around you. What we call air is not just a mere element which is inert. This air has power, Shakti, and Vayu seems to be a good word for it. And if there is a Shakti, a power, we attribute a source to it, which is not just an imaginary figure, but is a symbolic representation of the principle which governs this activity. The air that you breathe in and breathe out is the very principle which sustains life. And even before a living being was formed, the material was provided for the existence of the being. All the material is provided beforehand. And a being comes to inhabit. To run its course of prarabdha and karma phala, and have earned a unique possibility for breaking a few shackles of samsara. All is possible, but a few is worthwhile also. This Vayu is what is going in and out, is not just a mere inert element. It is governed by a principle. That principle is called Devata. Recall the image. If you've not seen it enough, it'll be hazy. Your mind will wander. That's okay then. You just focus on your breath then. But if you can recall the image, bring it in front of your mind. Offer your prostrations. And sit as if in meditation in front of it mentally. So, as in a dream, you see the object and yourself in a dream, so too in Upasana. Dhyan. You visualize the object, the deity, and see yourself in the meditative posture. In English steps, welcome it. Welcome the Devata. Wash the feet, sitting on a deer, dismounted. Wash the feet and the hands. And water to bathe. You wait outside. Fresh clothes have been kept in, all the needs to freshen up. Offer an asana to sit on. Tilak, garland, offer flowers, fruits, lighting a lamp, Dhoop, incense, keeping the deity comfortable. Gentle fanning, kapoor, camphor lit, just watching as you feed what is already the element's gift. As the Devata rests, I will just repeat. You can follow me. Om Pavanaya Namaha. 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 Seeking blessing for what the function of this Devta is: purification from within, of the gross element, offering your prostration, I will repeat this again. If you wish to seek anything or mere purification around you and in the world, let this be our offering on behalf of humanity. Om Pavanaya Namaha. 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 Seek blessings, touching their feet, prostrating, allowing the Devta to ride his vehicle of deer again, with all his forearms equipped, freshened and nourished by your oblation, representing the humanity. For accepting that in ignorance we omit more as a race, but the Devta is pleased by even one action, one acknowledgement, one abhar, gratefulness. For the purpose of Devta is not for themselves, it moves to nourish this living being, that we can work towards fulfilling our own mission and goal of life. Abhar. Thanking, releasing the Devta, having acknowledged one can take one sankalpa if one wants to. that this breath is precious and our best capacity to employ it, seeking forgiveness for any omission, and many may have been formed or done. Letting him move to his own abode. Watch your breath now. This is a gift that you're alive for your own purpose and a nimittam for many. I will chant Om once to conclude. Om. You may wriggle your toes and fingers whenever you're ready. And open your eyes. And live the day in this acknowledgement that the Jivatvam is just an aberration of the total. Thank you, Malini. Remain blessed, everyone. If for whatever reason the minds have been involved or distracted, that's okay. It just means we were preoccupied before and needs a little practice. Even a moment of this is better than not having done it all. So just thankful for that moment. If even for a moment you were meditative, you were in dhyan, it is even worth that. Thank you, everyone. Shubh Dinam. and everyone here participating. Ishvara bless everyone. Thank you.